And we are back. Time to go. Game number P versus Los Meepos Hermanos, playing under the name Cubano +4 because they're giant jerks. But I digress. Here it is. So, getting going with this. We'll see how the teams choose to play this one out because, as I said, both teams were really good. The role that we saw last game was quite as... I don't believe it was quite the reflection. Here we've got pretty similar bands to the last game going out here. The Ember Spirit and the Centaur taking out right off the bat. I believe in last game it was a Doom and... It wasn't Ancient Apparition because it was played. Yeah, it was Doom and something else. I don't remember. But Nyx, that's who it was. Doom and Nyx were the last two. And so Doom's on the table. I don't know if they're going to pick it, though. Doom's been... he's been less and less popular. He's not really a situational pick. Like, you can pick him up anywhere. He's not the toppest tier. You don't need him, but... Anyways, Cubano +4 insisting on running that Invoker again, and it got shut. Recognized that they needed to make that Invoker hurt, and they did. He was level 8 at the end of a 22-minute game or something like that. It was pretty ridiculous. Definitely going to have to... play him a little bit different. Maybe even just go for that Quas Wex so he's a little bit safer in lane. Oops. Minimum AP. So it looks already like they're heading towards a different style of a draft. Last game they went really pick-off centric. Had a true stealther on their team. They had that global AA ultimate. They said everything they really needed to get in the enemy's face and just piss them off. So we're going to be running that Mirana. Mirana's been realizing that she's not that fantastic on the one position of hard carry, and so they've been trying other things like making her like a 4-position support or a mid laner or like an off laner, and it's kind of losing its effectiveness. It's a weird pickup now. It's a little bit more of a niche pickup, I would say. But anyways, keep on a play this. Obnoxious poisons to deal with, and we'll see how they choose to use that, because Venomancer is a very farm, and so he's okay on aggressive, but I think his real specialty is in a duo or a safe tri lane, and just in terms of a like a Juggernaut or a Nyx or someone who can really benefit from those early that come online quicker than others, and the ones that I just mentioned there are pretty damn good at taking off with that 15 minutes of farm. Now, AFD peaked by Cubano +4 last game, so now they've got the Wolf on their side, and we'll see how they choose to run that. I actually saw a pretty cool strategy. Piranha and a Lycan on the same team, and that Lycan, instead of waiting for the medallion after he got the Vlads, he just went directly to Roche Pit after Vlads. And normally too long you have to tank too much damage. However, the Mirana was playing on the mid lane and kept turning around and whipping arrows on cooldown into the Roche Pit and stunning out Roche, so it held them. So they managed to get themselves like a 7-minute Roshan or something like that. It was actually really cool. I liked it. So that might be, we'll have to keep an eye on it.
Radiant team pick.
Second stage of bans completed now. We've got the Axe and the Timbersaw taken out by AFDP, and Cubano +4 get rid of the Dazzle and the Tinker, then snipe this game. C4 will be taking that themselves. So I definitely love the Naga Siren. Now, seeing as they already have the Invoker, Naga's definitely not going to be going mid. Actually, I shouldn't say run like a safe lane or an off lane Invoker, but it's definitely not as common, and I think they prefer their Invoker on mid. So it'll probably be a support Naga here, the rush that we saw earlier, but either way, Earthshaker going to come out for AFDP. Now, I do love Earthshaker, especially against illusion heroes like the Naga, just rampage on his own. I mean, the hero is fantastic. He's so good, but he needs to be in the right hands. I mean, you need to know where and how to land your fissures. You need to quite realize, and then in the end, you got to make the big plays with the Chaos Dunks. So he's definitely a hero you got to watch out for, and I think AFTP is going to be putting him to great use this game.
Dire team pick.
A Bat Rider snatched up by C4. So that's a pick we've been seeing a lot, generally run on the off lane nowadays. And once again, well, not once again, but there's a lot of pick-off power on C4 right now. The Invoker, if he does go Exort again, will have a lot to last. So even if the Venomancer slows somebody down, I mean, that's a pretty easy Sunstrike if somebody is slow as hell. So something we'll have to keep for that control-ish build. There's already 2 heroes on AFDP that struggle with their mana pool, so if a good EMP lands, they're going to be having a really, really rough time. Alright, so burn into the reserve time here as AFDP as they look towards their last pickup of the second phase. Now, we'll see. They're still looking for, I believe, another support and an offlaner. They could really toss up their lanes though. There's a lot of cool stuff you could do. You do like a Mirana mid, a Lycan solo safe. May actually be what they do because Earthshaker and Lion, lots of control and lots of damage between the two of them, so they can really contribute to an aggressive tri-lane. Now they're gonna need a along the lines of a Juggernaut, maybe maybe even like a Dragon Knight carry, a Wraith King. Really contribute damage to these 2 really controlling heroes. So I think that may be what they go for. Solo safe Lycan, and then aggro try with the Earthshaker Lion, +1, and then the Mirana on the mid lane. Now, getting into those last 2 bands here, we got a Rubik and a Doom band out, so the AFDP fearing another support coming out of Cubano +4, thinking that Nagasiren might be playing on a 1-position carry role, which could be true, but instead they go for that Morphling. So they're going to grab the Morph. He's really dangerous, especially if he gets to that late game. So it is going to be support Naga, and I don't know, +4. Now, I think it'll work out for them decently enough, but I don't know if it'll be okay. So Lycan will be in the tri-lane. Not sure if they're going to go for a aggro or not. Lycan does work pretty well on sustain up those sustainy items like the Ring of Basilius and the Morbid Mask pretty early so that he can actually stay in the lane. Now Darkseer will be heading towards the off lane, whether that is safe or long lane, I'm not sure, but we'll take a peek. Cubano +4 owns this in the late game. Now there's potential for a lot of stuff to go crazy wrong, vacuum Echo Slam combo, but I think it'll play out all right. So anyways, getting into this game, let's introduce the players once again. Ultra Gate Turtle Squirtle, and over towards the top lane, as that's where Fearox is going. He's playing up on that Lycan. $100 KJ is gonna echo creep. KJ, maybe taking up that Earthshaker. Down on the bottom lane, we've got Dog level 99 going to be taking up that Darkseer, and in the mid, we've got Bidman playing up the Mirana. Down on bottom, we got Frost going to be taking up that Morph. Nagasiren going to be played up by Vox, so I think he was playing the Rubik last game. Invoker going to be taken up by Cubano, and up on the top lane, we've got KL Glacius going to be taking off that Bat Rider. So, getting into this game, I think lanes are shaping up for a pretty bland early game. Let me tell you. I mean, the Darkseer, he's a pretty bland hero in the first 10 to 15 minutes of the game because he just kind of sits there and throws ion shells. He forces the lane back, but he doesn't really do anything. So he's going to be pretty passive. The Bat Rider might get himself in a little bit more trouble, but the Earthshaker and the Lion can hold him out if they get right up in his face and throw out the stuns and stuff. So. Anyways, Ace spotted out here. Whenever they want it. Shoutouts going out everywhere, man. It is, but you got a shout out, man. Alright, so double ion shell is going to be pushing this lane up really early on. And Morphling's playing it smart, just making sure that he tries to deny every single creep at those. So that's about as good as he can ask for. The Naga is up in his face, but I mean, what's she really going to do? She's got no base damage, hasn't leveled a skill yet, so up top, doing a pretty good job of actively denying this lane. They are going to have to... pressure is going to start coming a little bit as they may actually move it up to the tower, but it's kind of to be expected. No one can be perfect in holding a lane. So let's get this window up here, and we're on our way. Not too much to speak of. Like I said, pretty boring early game, and not too much to speak of. I mean, the Darkseer, like I said, just kind of throws up the ion shells and stays safe, and that's exactly what we see him doing. And it's going to mean that Batrider can't move up too far for fear of harassment. So both safe lanes just kind of farming up to their heart's content, and I think this is still good for but if there is good farm on the Morphling as well, it's going to be a lot harder for that mid-game dominance to really shine. He's coming out on the pull camp here. Batrider's in the middle of it all. Throws out his Firefly and is going to dish out some damage to these hard camp creeps, but won't be able to actually kill them as that Firefly wears off pretty damn quickly there. Mid lane Invoker. He's sitting a little better off than he was last game. I think by this time that he has game, so he's doing alright. Naga in behind the Darkseer. Maybe goes for a net. No, she's actually getting eaten up by an IHL creep. And they do spot out the Invoker. Now what a wall. Blocks him right off. He is forced to walk right back into it, and with an arrow, they are going to finish off that Mirana. Now a tornado did land on there, so they dished out. Turned around, got some damage out of it, but not a ton. He did go for the Quas Wex build this game, so like I said, a little bit more teamfight control. Try to avoid those big nasty combos on the side of AFDP, and if you can burn out that mana, that's really what's going to make the difference. Now Darkseer getting gone on, but he turns it around and gets some damage out on the Morphling, finishes him off, and actually gets a kill down there. He's going to fall on return from that net and the Gale, but I mean, trading your offlaner for the carry is always great in that Morphling. I feel like he should have been able to get out of that. I didn't quite see what he had at the moment, but I mean, if he had waveform or he had, he definitely had morph, so could have tried to morph some strength out of that, but just wasn't quite on top of it. And how well a Morphling uses strength and agility gain is usually a pretty damn good measure of how experienced they are with Morphling, because he's not an easy hero to get used to. I mean, he is still just like a 5-button hero. He's not too difficult on the are a little bit odd as per usual Dota mechanics. So if you get a player who doesn't quite know Morphling's ins and outs, it can be a little confusing. For example, you can turn on strength gain through pretty much anything. Chronosphere, you can turn on strength gain. RP, you can turn on strength gain. I mean, Batrider's ultimate, you can toggle on strength gain. It's an ability that you can activate anywhere, and if you throw off that strength gain in the midst of getting exploded, you gain yourself a ton of extra HP. And you gotta realize what you got at your disposal, man. Morphling actually taking a ton of damage from these Ion Shell creeps. He's dropped himself pretty damn low and is having a hard time last hitting underneath the tower. I mean, there's already a 13 CS disparity between both the Morphling and the Lycan. Now, oh man. Oh no, KJ tries to TP out, ends up getting caught out by the Flame Break, and now TP support coming in, the line's going to turn around, throw out a Rest Spike, but the net is going to catch. The mana drain going out, some man, Batrider doesn't have a lot here. Out of that, he does fall in 3-3. Now our kill score as we head towards that 6-minute mark in this game. A little bit better trades by Cubano and friends here. They seem to know a little bit better what they're doing. In this game, they just got picked apart really early on and just went into a little bit of a panic mode, and nobody really got done what they needed to get done. But right now, kills on the back lines where they can get them, and game's turning out to be good. Like I said, though, this Morphling not last hitting as well as he could be, and a lot of this is due to the pressure from the Darkseer. I mean, he's an obnoxious hero to deal with, even in a tri-lane. But with this gank coming in now, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. And he should have been morphing strength this entire time. He is going to turn it on now, which is going to help him survive those last couple auto attacks. But yeah, I mean, he could have just strength gained and walked back to the tower. That waveform didn't quite get him as far as I think the strength. An arrow going to fly, not going to catch on anything. The Venomancer is stuck inside of this wall. They're going to try to finish him off, and they will indeed. Earthshaker gets the last hit on that. EMP going to burn off a lot of mana However, the Invoker is down. It's Earthshaker. Net going to catch him out. One more auto attack. Two more auto attacks. There it is. They do manage to finish off the Earthshaker, and another even trade. 4-4 is the score, and this arrow not going to catch anything. Darkseer circling back around. Going to see if he can pick something up, but not the case there. Looks like we got action on the top lane, maybe? No. Just I like him back in the midst of it, trying to do whatever, well, trying to pick up whatever creeps he can, rather. And he does have those Roche whenever he wants, which is a very important point to make. And now I think it looks like he's just going to continue on towards other things. Now, perhaps a medallion, perhaps we'll see him go for the Soul Ring like we saw in the last game. It is not, it's not even the same team playing the Lycans, so that may not be the case, but. They're going to fly, lands on a creep, and Morana. It's kind of in the middle of all of it. But now Sheep goes out onto the Morphling, and they're going to be looking for this. Maybe. Starfall hits. Tornado going to cash Morana out. She's got a leap. Oh, no, she doesn't have a leap. She's going to have to pop off her ultimate. Fade time. Too long. Morphling. We're now in a kill lead. First time since ever tonight. Really enjoying this. I'll bet. We'll probably get this tier 1 tower. I mean, the Earthshaker is holding out the lane pretty damn well, and yeah, Lycan should be able to take care of this tower no problem when the creeps. Yeah, he's just waiting for the last hit, and he does get it. So Lycan grabs top tower, and 8 minutes 35 seconds. The first tower. Double damage rune. Where's that gonna go? All right. Still pinging it out. He wants somebody else to come grab it. Doesn't want to get it himself. And it looks like the Lycan is going to come snag that DD. He does have the medallion ready, so I think he'll probably have a courier coming to him in a moment. And clarity popped off. I think it is time for Roche. He's down on bottom. Morana just cutting out this lane a little bit and trying to put some pressure on the tier 1. He's dropped down to 400 health right now. TP support coming in from the Venomancer, and he's there, but he eats an arrow right off the bat. The Batrider is there as well. He's going to try to make what he can happen, but a lot of damage on the side of AFDP. So not a total waste, I guess, but it would have been pretty damn sweet. Chasing down this lane. Looking for him. Doesn't have a net, but Morphling waveforms in, picks him off. And, yeah, C4 still sitting with the kill lead right now. Roche is going to fall, and nothing to contest that. So Lycan walks away with the Aegis and may have a little bit of a better early game than was seen by C4's Lycan last game. We're on our way to go there, and we'll actually deny our own tower. Or, sorry. Tower gets denied from her. You want, if Naka wanted to try to go for it, but the support coming in, she might be in a lot of trouble now. If she pops off the Song of the Siren, might have been the best choice there. Could have just TP'd and instead she's going to walk. Mid lane, it looks like Invoker is going for that Midas, but it is pretty darn late at this point since he went for the full phase boots first. Generally, you go boots into the Midas and then into the phase boots, but instead it's a little bit delayed. He's about 500 gold off of that at 11 minutes and 20 seconds here, so he's going to have a little ways to go before he gets that up, but when he have a difference, well, a few minutes after he picks it up, it's going to make a hell of a difference. The reliable XP and gold on Invoker is just too good to pass up. Now, yeah, leap forward from the Naga. Only to throw an arrow on a creep. Morphling waiting on the wing, ready to go on this. And it looks like they want to engage. The vacuum is used, but the wall wasn't. So this might be something that they want, I believe. Only hits the Naga, and now lasso back. The Morphling dishing out the damage, gets sheeped up. And wow, that Earthshaker stayed alive way longer than he needed to. But getting a kill and defending the tower is about all C4 could ask for in that scenario. Lycan still split push and top, and I mean, this is what Lycan does well. Pushes your tower the second you leave. And it's a good thing they have Venomancer to try to hold him back with these wards and try to push this lane back out, but it turns into a wolf and eats his face. Marana, not too big a deal. Pings are coming out all over the place. Net goes out on this Darkseer. He gets caught up a little bit, but he's chunking down these creeps quite a... Of course he gets rid of the creeps. Tier 1 tower feels some pressure now as the Earthshaker, the Lion, and the Marana are all knocking on the front door. Orfling, but the ultimate comes up from the Marana, and that's going to make everybody invis for a short while here. Might wear off before this fight actually breaks out, but Gale goes out on Marana. Leave herself down to the low ground. Looking for that Lion, maybe. They don't really have anything to control him, and he does walk out of that. And it's going to return to both teams sitting on their respective sides of mid, trying to bait each other up. But the Batrider does jump in there, grabs KJ, and yanks him back, and he is going to fall after dropping a fissure. 9-6 now, and KO Gladius looking for more. He's really, really anxious. Yeah. Anyways, top tower is falling. Pulls Schnapp going out onto the Marana, and yeah, she's done. Done.
Radiant's top
There
tower
we
is
go.
under attack.
So still not a single tower dropped on the side of AFTP, despite having what I would consider to be a inferior. Well, having taken inferior fights. I don't even know if that's probably this Venomancer, who does actually pop off his ultimate before he dies. Now the net catches up on the Lycan and he pops out of his wolf form. He went a little bit too far. Gets caught out, but I think he realized I don't think caught out Lycan gonna fall. And that's a pretty big kill there. 300 gold going the way of the Invoker. Not huge, but not minuscule either. Lion just farming up mid. Doing what he do. And me. See the Marana do the same.
Radiant's bottom
She's going to be going for a Maelstrom here. This is not a... yeah, it's not a recipe for a Midas.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Anyways, now Cold Snap goes out, arrow gonna fly, and they do manage to catch each other. Shadow and gets out of that scot-free as the Morphling denies the bottom tier 2. Alright, so this Earthshaker build, I absolutely hate it. I hate it. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. Why I hate it, you might ask? Well, first of all, Leaf, Echo Slam only stuns off of the procs from Aftershock. So when you get to level 6, you actually have like no stun on Echo Slam because you just went for all fissure. Now, as well, fissure scaling not that good. It's 0.25 second duration at each level. The damage goes up a bit, but the mana cost goes up as well. Really well at level 1. On top of that, Aftershock will add a stun of 0.3 seconds at each rank, 0.6 at rank 1 to fissure. So you're oh man, Radiant's Courier gets caught up by that Lycan. But yeah, so the Aftershock pretty much 2 fissure, and you know, doesn't quite get the damage or the mana cost adjustment, but damn good deal. Now on top of that, it'll proc on all your other abilities like that Enchant Totem and the Echo Slam. So I personally feel that Aftershock is the way to go, and then Enchant Totem second, so that you have a little bit of extra damage in team fights, and then Fissure max to be maxed last. And the bottom lane, still farming up, trying to get what she can going. She's 4-3-1 right now, so sitting pretty well in this game. But this Lycan is really stealing the show. But he's going to get caught here. Song of the Siren comes out, and I think I don't know if there's any way you get out of this one. He's going to try. He pops off that ultimate, but he gets netted up instantly, and no cold feet to match it up. But with that lasso, you're going to finish him off for sure. 317 gold in the pocket of that Venomancer, who had that double damage rune, and they do manage to pick off the Lycan, so they thwart the split-pushing threat for now. They've been doing a good job to deal with AFTP's bullshit right now and just try to kills where they can. However, they are slowly getting ratted out of this. Like I said, not a single tower is taken on the side of AFTP, despite having a inferior side, which is the mid one. So This is something we're gonna have to watch out for, because I mean, even if C4 takes a couple good fights, if the Lycan is free, he can cause just as much damage. I think this was spotted out. Looking for the Invoker, but he runs himself back off to base. On top, Lycan Wolf's going to shove Morphling off this lane. Not really going to do too much besides that. But there is heavy push coming in on bottom. We did actually pick up an illusion rune there, so they're looking for it. And Surge Creep doing what he can. A couple extra attacks up. Yeah, it looks like they're up. Spiked Earth, not going to hit anything. The Echo Slam goes down in the midst of all this, but not enough there. And the Lasso going to drag the Earthshaker back. He gets popped right off the but not going to make anything out of that. Batrider's looking for him, man. I don't know if he even has an ultimate, but he's definitely looking. No, he's got 50 and a Batrider. And Batrider going to run. He is toast. Face to Reno.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
He's gone. Either way, the Night Siren gets picked off, and now this Lycan working on barracks, and I mean, there's nothing really to stop him. Like I said, even though there is a superior kill score on the side of Cubano +4, AFDP just really showing him how it's done with this split pushing game, and they do manage to get a melee racks. And Lycan tried to run himself out of the base, but he's going to get caught off again. He's dying for a building every single time, and I mean, if you keep all the lanes pushed up like this, then that is entirely fine, I believe. I mean, he's still sitting on top of CS as well, and on top of net worth at 10.4k, followed shortly thereafter, well, followed quite a while back, about 1,000 gold behind is that Mirana, and then behind them is the Darkseer. So the top all on AFDP, so got that capability to make fights happen their way, but I think they're comfortable with just kind of ratting it out for now and just forcing C4 to make mistakes. Is going to land in on this Venomous. They do pick him off right away, but the Flaming Lasso is going to pick up the Mirana, and Frost jumps in with that yeah, we do see the Lycan has spawned again and grabs himself up at Necro 3. There is no yeah, there was no Echo Slam from the Earthshaker. That sounds like a bit of a miscommunication, because that was a great initiation and the Earthshaker would have been ready, but just didn't have his ultimate. And Alright, Lion, we're working towards that Aghanim. He's getting pretty close, and once again, this is another scary scenario where if he does get that Ags, he's going to be dishing out a lot, especially with that vacuum. A good vacuum landing. So got a bit of pause here. What's going on? Just runes here. Haste. You want to defend mid. There is no immediate threat. That world is fucked up. They just charged a 9-month-old baby of terrorism because he threw a rock to a police. Oh man. These guys making Dota fun. Alright, so what do we got going on here for items on the board? We've got that Midas Force Staff up on the Invoker, got a Ghost Staff, and a Ghost Scepter. Fast E-Blade. Actually, how much gold does he have? He's getting there. He's about 800 gold off of that. He's getting about gold away from his F-Blade. Yeah. So now we're just sitting on an urn and some arcane boots. Up on the Venomancer, Blink Dagger, and half a Force Staff on the Bat Rider. Now over on the rich team, we've got a Maelstrom, Yasha, Drasier, half of an Aghanims for Lion. He's got 3/4 of it. We'll close this up. Oh. I see. That makes a lot more sense. And not playing to what I kind of expected of this series. First game they did get trounced pretty hard, but Kibana just mentioned in the stream chat that he is playing with, as they kind of just like split up the teams for the 2 tournaments or something. So he in fact is. This is not their. That's kind of cool. Well, not really cool. Kind of a bummer that they're not playing as full teams because they're not doing too great in this game, and generally, like I said, they are a top-tier team. So we'll see, though. We'll see. He's picked up his Aghanim, so I'm just waiting for Horf to pop off that E-Blade on somebody and then just get Finger of Death himself. Could be bottom lane getting pushed in just a little bit. Darkseer going to get up there, pop off an Ion Shell. And he does actually get lassoed up, and he's going to get yanked back into the base. Net goes out, and he is toast for sure. Does get a good vacuum, but, I mean, that doesn't mean a whole lot when you're 1v5, and he does get caught out there. So, Darkseer going to fall. And once again, I mean, that's just the... well, I mean, C4... They're doing all right. They're getting pickoffs here and there, but I mean, every single pickoff that they've got in this game has resulted in a loss of something. Building, he's got himself a building for it, and so it's kind of been worth it. And in that exchange, the Darkseer created a little bit of a distraction down bottom. All 5 heroes were there, and Necro Creeps got the top ranged Rex. So now we're looking at some trouble. I mean, I don't know if C4 can really deal with this Rat Dota, but as you get more and more condensed into the late game, once you're in your base, and then finally once you're defending tier 4s, and Dota becomes less and less effective. But, you know, it is still something scary that you have to look out for. So.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Anyways, mid lane. They pop out a Song of the Siren. They want to go on the Lycan. And, oh man, Morphling actually breaks the net with his E-Blade, but it doesn't matter. They do hits on everything with the Naga Illusions up, and a Finger of Death comes in. They dish out a ton of damage. AFDP grabbed themselves 3 kills in the midst of that fight. The Morphling, the Naga, and is going to jump in and get a lasso up on this Lycan, but is it going to matter? I don't know if it will. Lycan will run himself away from that, and I don't think there's anything... Oh, the tower is going to do it. To de-aggro onto the tower wouldn't have aggroed anything else, even if he attacked a friendly, so he does fall. But Mirana down on the bottom lane will get working on this bottom tier. There it goes. Darkseer does get the kill. 500. Looking for some action. Does get a good vacuum there, but I think they're going to back out of this for now. The Earthshaker does get caught out in the midst of this. I think with that Cold Snap, he is going to fall. He is pretty damn tanky, but he does end up going to die. The wall down in the middle of all this, causing some troubles, but nothing that they can't really deal with for now. And buyback from the Earthshaker. Guess he... Alright, he's halfway to his Aghanims as well, so... Lion just wasted Finger of Death on creeps. Oh, he's in trouble here. He gets a writing lull on the mini-map. Cold Snap up on the land. He's going to fall. Too far up. Wasting spells. Can't do that, man. Just can't do that. Pings are everywhere, man. Both these teams just love to ping. Just all over the place. Left, right. Ping this, ping that. Do this. A backdoor. Really anything he wants. Anywhere he wants. Where is he TPing to? Yeah, he's just going down bottom lane. Help push out that lane. Might even jump on Invoker here, but there's no way Invoker's going to die. Way he can Cold Snap, he can Tornado, and he's going to jump back in with that Tornado, looking for that Lycan now. Pops off that Cold Snap and an EMP, so dropping really low, and the Wolves will actually finish him off. The help of the Earthshaker ensured that kill went down. So the Earthshaker getting traded for the Invoker. Pretty decent trade, I would say. But that dude, he's not sitting well for gold right now, having died twice in just a matter of a few moments. And puts me even further away from that Agnes that he really wants to get. Now the Darkseer is going to find himself too, but run himself away, as none of them can really make anything happen on each other. Now Naga's going to get a net out onto the Lion, who actually drops a drops the illusions, and oh man, that Finger of Death zaps her down, finishes her off, causing a lot of trouble here. What's more fun? Man. He was looking for that. It was too late. He saw the courier up there and tried to throw the arrow to see if he could get that. He knew what to do, but timing was like a little bit off. It's really clever. I like that. Oh, Finger of Death not. If Morphling ever uses his Ghost Scepter and doesn't instantly kill Lion, Lion will just turn around and finger him, and he's dead. He did not grab himself a Lincoln Sphere this game, so he blocks Marana arrows. It would block the Finger of Death. It would block the Hex. I don't think there's anything that Darkseer can put on him, but yeah, it's kind of an odd beast with that Lincoln Sphere, because there's some times where you want to buy it because the enemy team has so many single target abilities, and you want to just negate those completely. Now Smoke Ink is going to find out that Marana net is up on her. She's going to turn around, throw an arrow onto that Venomancer. Shaker jumps in, gets a huge Echo Slam, and with that Venomancer ulti popping off on the other side, the Earthshaker might not find his way out of this, but a lot of damage going down on everybody. Everyone kind of scattered away from that fight, but the Naga and the Batrider are both down. Naga's going to buy back. The Marana did die in the midst of all that, and the Morphling trying to run himself away for now. He doesn't have a TP scroll in his inventory, so whatever he does, he's going to have to find himself away over to the base. But he's trying to morph as much strength as he can. He does not have any agility left to morph, though, so whatever health he has, or whatever health he has is all he has. But for all of you in Dota TV, the guy in the stream chat, Arktsa, he's AFTP's stat guy, and he was saying that in games over 30 minutes, AFTP only have a win rate of 59%, whereas in overall recorded games, they have a win rate of 67%. So after that 30-minute mark. So I think in this game, though, they might have. Well, actually, we'll see, because I keep saying they're getting. That's neat. I gotta get him to join me in the broadcast and do those cool little pop-ups. I really like having those. But yeah, anyways, so I think in this game I've been talking about how well they've been doing. I mean, if we look at the gold and the XP graphs, it's pretty telling that they are at an advantage. However, I mean, if C4 fighting and if that Morphling starts to get farmed, I mean, he's got his Ethblade and a handful of gold in his pocket. So if he can start getting a lot of gold under his belt there, and then Sleep Initiate, Cubano gets a huge team fight with a Tornado, a Meteor, an EMP, like everything you could possibly hope for, and you get that late game. I mean, that's really devastating. You can mess somebody up, take a set of racks off of that, and if they do manage to do that once or twice, the game could be over. So something we'll have to keep an eye out for. The Earthshaker is invis. He's going to find a couple of heroes here. I don't know if he's actually going to go on it. There are allies approaching quickly. The Lion and the Darkseer looking for him. And oh man, you could have walled off that ramp, but she would have been toast. So he's going to go for a stun, and that was a little poorly played. They are going to get the kill on the Naga there, but that could have been much more efficient. They didn't have to use all the ultis that they did. Now the Venomancer drops. He does catches on one as the leap away from Marana came out. Now with 3 heroes down, AFTP just going to shove in, and they do actually get a GG call before they knock down the rack. So they AFTP are going to take this. So that is a 2-0 victory, and like I said, I was predicting it would be a little bit crazier of a series, but I mean, Cubano, I understand now why he's running his Cubano +4 and not Los Meepos Hermanos, because he's actually playing with 4 stand-ins, and so he does end up falling. Los Meepos Hermanos loses 2 kills, and AFTP take themselves 2 points towards the AD2L Season 3 Open. So that was it. 2 games up for America's They are awesome, and that was it. So, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching the stream. That'll be it for tonight. YouTube.com/CaptainCanuckDota and Twitter.com/CaptainCanuck or at CaptainCanuckDota. But yeah, that was it. So thanks for 3, and I will see you guys again next time. Cheers.